Good afternoon, my friends. Good afternoon. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome. Good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andre Lefevre. I'm a citizen journalist, and I'm mouth off on things political, things cultural, things interesting. And I want to go through today's headlines and dissect them and read between the lines for a few minutes. Let's just stare into it. I am on EFF.org, a website. Let me read you the headline. The new lawsuit challenges FOSTA, the federal law sparking website shutdowns. Let me tell you, what is that all about? There used to be a website called the Backpage where all the prostitutes, call girls, and people providing other sexual services advertised. Under the guise of FOSTA, it became illegal. They used the emotion of protecting children from pedophilia and sex trafficking and basically censored a website. This is a very interesting fake war on pedophilia and sex trafficking. The same people who, in the name of fighting abuse of children, decided to infringe on our First Amendment rights, also want to ban sex toys, basically silicone sex doll, masturbation devices. They claim the ones that look like, that resemble children, again, inanimate objects, should be illegal. This is a sort of a weird, very weird leap of logic. In the name of protecting children, let's infringe on the First Amendment and let's ban inanimate objects. How that protects children, I don't know. What I do know is that the whole idea of protecting children from pedophiles of the upper levels of society has been diverted completely. Yeah, there have been some successes, but even the sting operations that the sex trafficking unit of FBI and local police departments do, they involved in just local stings on the internet. Let me ask you guys a question. Whoever did any stings were run against known pedophiles like Bill Clinton or Joe Biden, or upper echelons of the British society when they visit the United States, or the royal family of Saudi Arabia when they visit the United States? It's an open secret that those people participate in sex trafficking. Yes, they're being left alone. Instead, we're being served a dish of banning advertising websites for grown women and men who earn their living by having sex. To me, banning prostitution is ridiculous. What two consenting adults do in the privacy of their home is their business. Whether there's money exchange for services or not, who cares? How banning the websites that advertise for those services and banning sex toys will help little children, I don't know. If any of you guys know, please explain it to me. Moving on. This is an interesting story. This is from therap.com. The headline: Los Angeles Times cuts freelancer who harassed Mike Cernovich on Twitter. If you don't know who Mike Cernovich is, I suggest enter the 21st century. Let me read the paragraph. The Los Angeles Times on Friday parted ways with a freelancer, Perry Fain, who sent conservative provocateur Mike Cernovich a profanity-laced direct message over Twitter. The direct message to Mike Cernovich was sent by a freelance writer who recently contributed to community publication owned by the Los Angeles Times. The Times requires freelancers to uphold the same standards of professionalism as a member of the staff, that Trump said in a tweet. Well, it seems to be that at least the Los Angeles Times did the right thing with the Congresswoman Waters and other rabid, hard leftists calling for pretty much extermination of libertarians and conservatives with Huckabee, Sarah Huckabee was harassed and chased out of a restaurant by some Looney Tune hard leftists. It seems to be that the left is going crazy, basically using the brown shirt tactics to drive us, the freedom-loving people, out of the public square. I mean, granted, it's not going to work, but this was the whole idea. So some little lowlife decided he's going to take on Mike Cernovich, because Mike Cernovich, he's not even a conservative. I love Mike Cernovich, but I disagree with him on a lot of stuff. But he is a provocateur. He's a very smart man. He's a very wise man, and he's an absolute star of the citizen journalism. So just because he doesn't agree with the hard left, threatening his family and sending him a profanity-laced messages and thinking that there are no repercussions, I think, how do you spell a snowflake? How do you spell a snowflake? I am glad that Mike Cernovich got on the ball and got the son of a bitch fired. I love Mike Cernovich for that, because not only he talks the talk, he walks the walk. All right. This is from NBC News. And we're switching gears a little bit to the fact that Justice Kennedy is retiring. The headline: colleagues of Kerry ending Supreme Court vote. Washington: all Democrats look forward for ways to slow down President Donald Trump pick to fill a vacant seat on the Supreme Court. Senator Maria Cantwell, Democrat of Washington, warned her colleagues on both sides of the aisle. Here's the thing. Judge Kennedy, regardless of what he's called, he's a liberal, even though he held some centrist positions in the past. But he is part of the Washington elite. He's part of the deep state mentality. The fact that he's retiring is good. Yeah, he nominally he did support many good decisions. He also supported abortion and supported other vile stuff that progressive fascists support, that Nazi eugenics movement that's embraced by today's left. Yeah, he was part of that. So good riddance, Anthony Kennedy. My suspicion is that Donald Trump will probably pick somebody who believes in life, and he also believes in the rule of law. Now, for, I don't say reason, I don't know, I understand the reasons why abortion seems to be a pivotal issue for the today's progressives, because they did embrace the Margaret Sanger's idea that through abortion you can control the population of quote unquote undesirables. Margaret Sanger was the inspiration for the Nazi era eugenics. As a matter of fact, as Dinesh D'Souza's book Big Lie explained in detail, Nazis and leftists shared the same roots. Actually, there's very little difference between the National Socialist Party and the progressive movement on today. They all agree on the tenets that government, the big government, should have the right to select who lives or dies and to control the population. So I think that progressives see that their hold on the Supreme Court will slip away absolutely if Donald Trump appoints somebody who is going to uphold the rule of law and who will hold the human life in esteem. Let's face it, all abortion is first-degree murder. There is no excuse for it. On some rare occasions and situations where you have to choose between mother and a child, and those don't happen very often. But abortion on demand, abortion because of the sex selection, abortion because it's used as a form of birth control is despicable. And I think both doctors performing it and women who agree to it should be held accountable for it. Again, it is a first-degree murder, in my opinion. Moving on. The same hysterics from the Huffington Post. Senator Susan Collins won't support a Supreme Court nominee who opposes Roe. Again, we're talking about a rhino. Susan Collins is a progressive Nazi. Only a progressive Nazi would support abortion, killing innocent life. You realize that if people who believe in eugenics, who believe in Nazi principles, there's no way they can relate it. A baby, even if it's a fetus, is not part of a woman's body. It's a God's creature. And unless you acknowledge that, I think you're somehow morally and mentally deficient. Moving on. This is from 100%fedup.com. A judicial watch uncovers records showing Obama regime sent taxpayer funds overseas to fund Soros-backed groups. George Soros is still putting the puppet strings for Obama and the radical left. MoveOn.org and other Soros-connected radical groups were on the full force for the immigration march yesterday. Soros and his son are being the push for open borders. They're dumping millions into continuing the fundamental change in quotation marks of America. Now, let's just talk English for a while. The progressives, the hard left, Democrats cannot win with the current American population because we don't like them. We loathe them. We think they're evil. So they came up, they want to replace us. They want to replace us from the compliant third world population that can be bullied easy and led easy because that's their culture. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole open thing, border thing, to exterminate us, the American middle class, because we believe in freedom, we believe in Constitution, and we believe in personal self-respect, and we do not respect those children of wealthy parents who run the Western elites, who think they're better than we are just because they inherited their money. I have a few more choice words to say about that. I'm going to save it for the end of this live stream. Let's see. This is Daily Caller. You know what? I think I lost the article. Oh, here we go. A video crazed immigration protester foams at the mouth on and goes unhinged. That's funny, so listen in.
Daily Caller, Daily Caller, Daily Caller, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Daughter of an immigrant. I'm just out here partying. I got Native American skills. I'm just out here partying. So you work for Daily Caller. I have to write for the other side. I have to work for the other side while they round up your Latina brothers and sisters. You take their money. You take their money. You are the racist. You are the racist. You know your fault. You know your fault. You know your right. You do. Your signs are incredible. Have you had your tube sign? No one is legal. Tolerance and love. Have you had your tube sign? Tolerance and love. Take it the trash. These signs are perfect. Let's put your nuts in the trash. How about that? Have you had a vasectomy? You pass your just reading the signs. And butt crack.
I love this.
Want some of that?
There's some protesters for the illegal immigration. Some white lady going nuts. But anyways, guys, this is the face of the people who want to erase us, the American middle class. They don't have any arguments. Every time you see somebody that unhinged, that hysterical, with insults foaming at the mouth, you know they lost in the realm of ideas. So now they just want to exterminate it. Please understand, you cannot have a rational discussion with these people. You have to treat them as venomous vermin. Since we are Christians and we cannot use extralegal or immoral methods, We just have to find a way to live with them. But keep in mind, there's no compromise with these people. You have to treat them what they are, evil. Moving on. Here is kind of a funny headline. This is from Washington Post. Trump welcomes Democrats' calls to abolish ICE. They are going to get beaten so badly. Here's the interesting thing. To be a hard left person in this country, I think you need to have problems with the capacity of critical thinking. And it's not surprising because today's progressives, and I suspect there have always been that ways, are people who have no cognitive ability to think for themselves. They need to be part of a collective. They need to have others tell them what to say and what to think. So we really can't get inside their heads because most of us, the free-loving people, whether libertarians or conservatives or traditional liberals who believe in critical thinking, we're not like that. We like to use our own noodle, and we like to talk about our own ideas. Well, we talk about today's progressives. They mouth off slogans that are fed to them by the focus groups funded by Soros and the globalists. By definition, people right now who support the hard left movement are basically mentally deficient. So, yeah, in their mental deficient state, they've been brainwashed in thinking that the rest of us want to have MS-13 living in our neighborhoods. A couple of weeks ago, I called several liberal and rhino lawmakers asking them, since they are so big on open borders, why they are not housing MS-13 members in their own homes if they want to unleash them on us. I didn't get a lot of coherent answers, but I'll probably do it again. Call the politicians on the live stream and see if I can get an answer out of them. So let's move on. Here's an interesting one. This one is from the freethoughtproject.com. Paradigm shift. Senate approves bill to legalize hemp. Introduced bill to federally decriminalize cannabis. It's about time that we have movement like that on a federal level. I would say even more. We need to legalize all recreational drugs. The fact that we're keeping them illegal does not stop people from abusing them. It also drives the quality of the recreational drugs down, and lines the pockets of Mexican and South American cartels, and lines the illicit pockets of our government. Don't think for a second that CIA and other alphabet agencies in the United States don't make money on that. They do. It also outlaws the lifestyle that we have. Since when American Constitution permits passing laws prohibiting adults to take recreational drugs? Anyways, moving on. Let's see. Anyways, judge blocks Trump's medical employment requirement in the Washington Times. That's, it's neither here nor there. All of those welfare giveaway programs. There's nothing you can do about it. Way too many people of the middle class depend on them now. But at least maybe we can control some of them. Anyways, that would be it for now. I appreciate you joining me. And, folks, have a blessed Sunday. Bye-bye.